Hello my beautiful bad bitches, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla. If you have not seen my face before, don't forget to click the subscribe button down below. So today I am going to be talking about my third ayahuasca ceremony. I highly recommend before you watch this video to go watch the other two videos of my ceremonies because that explains everything that I'm kind of about to go off of in this video. I'll be talking about the previous ceremonies as well, so I highly recommend to go watch those other two videos so that you kind of have an understanding of what I'm talking about in this video. This was my last ceremony and let's get right into it. Again, I wrote things down in this notebook, so I'm sorry if I'm looking down in this video. I'm just kind of like, this is how I remember, and my last ceremony was in March, so quite a while ago. I'm just like kind of reading off of this so that I can remember what exactly happened, because I remember for the most part what happened, but like small detail, I'm just reading this for the first time since March. So yeah, I anticipated drinking 2 cups, so keep that in mind. And I really wanted to go deep because the night prior I went really deep and I knew there was some shit that I needed to get rid of, and I was really anxious to get rid of it in the third ceremony. So my lower stomach was hurting pretty much all day. I drank the first cup. The shaman actually asked how I was doing because she realized how messed up I was the night before. So she was like, how are you doing? And I was like, I'm doing good. She actually only gave me a tiny bit for the first cup, probably because the night before, I didn't have a lot the night before, but like I went deep the night before. Like if you watched that video, you know I was extremely overwhelmed. I was high for 15 hours. Like it was just literally insane. She gave me just a little bit. So then I went to the bathroom and then I went to the grass and I was staring at the stars, and then ayahuasca told me to go back to my mat. I literally felt like I was going to throw up. So I went back to my mat and then she told me to go to sleep. I actually didn't want to go to sleep. Like I think I took a nap prior to the ceremony, and this ceremony was different than the other two ceremonies. So the other two ceremonies went from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. I believe, and then this third ceremony went from 11 p.m. to sunrise. I really didn't want to fall asleep because I took a nap prior to the ceremony and I really wanted to be awake for the ceremony, but she told me to go to sleep and that she would do work on me in my sleep. So I thought she meant like maybe 20 or 40 minutes worth of sleep. So I decided to take a nap because I was like really freaking exhausted. And I do remember kind of like being in and out of sleep. I remember hearing music a little bit. I don't remember too much. I do remember like I felt like I was struggling in my sleep. Like I was kind of like moving a little bit, and I felt like I was struggling a little bit. Like when I was awake, like I became awake again and then I was like struggling and then I was put back to sleep. I don't know. It was like really interesting. I felt like now looking back on it, maybe ayahuasca was doing work on me that I did not need to be awake for, and maybe that would have traumatized me if I was awake for it. So maybe it was best that I was asleep. But when I woke up, I wrote down in my notebook that it was 4:47 a.m. So I was pretty much asleep from like 11 something to 4 something a.m. and that was like when the sun was about to rise, and I had realized that I did not drink a second cup and I wanted to drink a second cup. And I looked around me and everybody else was just like laying down like in their world, literally just like tripping on ayahuasca, and I'm just sitting there like I don't feel anything. Like what the hell? I was so upset because I felt sober and I felt like I didn't get to connect with ayahuasca like I did the night prior. My stomach did feel better when I woke up, and then I went to the grass and I started crying, and I kind of knew that they were not serving another cup, so that's why I was super upset. I was thinking, why didn't anyone wake me up? Which like of course no one's gonna wake me up if I'm like in ceremony. Like nobody's gonna do that. But I was just like, why didn't anyone wake me up? Like what the heck? Like I really wanted a second cup. Like this isn't fair, and I really wanted to like go deep this night. And like this night my intention was to find my purpose, which was super important to me and was pretty much the whole reason why I went there in the first place. This girl Dana came over, the girl who helped me the night previously, and she came over to me and asked me if I was okay. I told her that I felt like I didn't get to connect with ayahuasca on this night. She told me to open my heart and that ayahuasca is always with me. And at first I was kind of like, yeah, sure, okay, like whatever. But like I knew like she is with me, but like I was still mad. I started telling ayahuasca that I felt really lost and that I needed to know my purpose, and I was like literally begging her to come back. I remember the song came on and it was like, come back, spirit, come back. And then it like, yeah, that was like the song that like came on, and like I felt like ayahuasca was like starting to come back to me a little bit, and I was literally begging her to come back. I was like, come back, I need you to tell me my purpose. I was like so like resistant to this. I was like, I need you to tell me my purpose. That's what I came here for. I feel like I didn't get that. And I was like super angry, super upset. I was literally like begging her, and I literally felt so desperate. And then she told me I didn't need her anymore. I told her, you don't understand, like I need to know my purpose. I do need you. I need you to tell me. She seemed really like disappointed and tired from like working on me. Like I could feel her energy just super tired and disappointed in me for the way that I was acting. I wrote down in my book like the exact words that she told me. She said, are you kidding me? All that I did for you yesterday and you want more? I told you your purpose yesterday. And I said, no, you didn't. And she said, what more could you ask for? Yes, I did. Finally, I felt grateful and I understood. I still, like, I don't remember her telling me like my exact purpose in life. Like she didn't give me like, this is it. Actually, like just recently I figured out my purpose, but in ceremony, she didn't tell me. She didn't like straight up tell me, but maybe it was like kind of like beating around the bush a little bit, or like I have to like find information through the cracks. I don't know. But yeah, she didn't like exactly tell me my purpose, but she told me. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I got from that ceremony. I started to realize that, yeah, she did do a lot for me, more than I could have ever asked for. I got more than I wanted out of the previous 2 ceremonies, and I ended up being super grateful. And I was like, okay, you're right. Thank you. I'm sorry. I love you. Like, you know, ho'oponopono. I didn't even know what that was when I was there, but yeah. And then I realized that I felt really attached to ayahuasca and knowing my purpose. I felt really attached to the outcome of knowing my purpose, and I felt really attached to Aya because she gave me the feminine energy that I never felt like I had in my life. So I felt like this weird attachment to her, almost as if she was my mother. And then I literally realized that, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm still dealing with this attachment problem. Like I thought I worked through this yesterday. Like I was so like annoyed. And then ayahuasca told me, you did. You only need yourself. I started to feel better, and I went to my mat. Some girl was like screaming. I later found out that she was having an experience that was like a past life, and she thought that she was being poisoned by the shamans, and that they were in a past life poisoning other people. So yeah, that's what she experienced. But she was screaming. She was like, get me out of here. She like threw a chair and it almost like flew off the mountain. Like it was pretty wild, and I was literally sitting there like, damn, I wish I could be on her level right now. Like I wish I could be like that far into ayahuasca right now. Like that's what I wanted, which is weird because the night before, like I was so messed up, and that's not what I wanted the night before. Yeah, I wanted to go deep this night, and maybe I didn't go as deep as I wanted, but I got what I needed out of it. I just sent that girl love, and I enjoyed the sunrise. One of the helpers talked to me. This really nice guy, Matt, talked to me, and they really helped me to like kind of come back to reality and like be okay. So then I went up to get food, and that was the end of my ceremony. I was kind of disappointed, and not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed in my last ceremony. I thought it would be a lot more powerful, or I thought I would like really find my purpose, but that's not what I got out of it. I got the feeling of like letting go of attachment from my mother, and that's exactly what I needed. That is it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something from it. Yeah, that was my last ceremony. I'm not sure when I'll be doing ayahuasca again. I was planning on it in November, but I'm still deciding. I'm really not sure if I need it, because I recently went through an extremely transformational experience in Sedona, and I finally found my purpose in life, and now I have the energy to actually take action towards what I want. Yeah, so I'm not really sure when I will be sitting with ayahuasca again. I think like I really want to go, to be honest, mainly just to connect with her, but I don't necessarily have a reason as to like what I want to work through when I'm there, because I feel like this whole entire year for me has just been shadow work, and it's time for me to finally freaking enjoy my life. Like I have been dealing with some rough shit and living through all of my traumas this year pretty much, and working through it, and I know I'm a better person because of it, but I've been literally working through a lot of shit, and I thank thank ayahuasca for that. I thank so many people for that because it hasn't been easy and it's been a journey. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in and watching today's video. I am sending all of my love to you guys. If you would like to hit that subscribe button, it would mean so much to me. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye!